So hi guys, welcome back to my channel. We're just gonna do just like a straight dive. I'm not gonna go over like any idiosyncrasies that has happened in my life. We'll save that for tomorrow's video. So we're just gonna talk about something that is, I don't know, I guess not near and dear to my heart, but we're gonna talking about body positivity and how it correlates to the Victoria's Secret relaunch. So back when the Me Too movement was like at its height and it was all about inclusivity and body positivity was taking off, and it was like you don't need to be a size 2 or 4 or 6 to just be considered, beautiful. Or there are women all over the world. I think not even all over the world, in the United States, I think the average size woman in the United States was like a 14 or something like that. But Victoria's Secret kind of was taking a hit when all these other brands, Aerie, American Eagle, and Rihanna's Savage Fenty, they were all coming out with their own like underwear brands that I guess displayed more models that looked more like the average woman and didn't look like the very aspirational, very sometimes inspirational, but definitely very exceptional models of the prior Victoria's Secret. So Victoria's Secret acts their fashion show, and they have now decided that they're going to relaunch. And I think it was filmed like a week and a half ago, maybe 2 weeks ago at this point. But they're doing the show, like the actual filming of the show. It's going to air on a streaming service. I don't know which one, but it's going to air on a streaming service. I want to say in October. But we're just going to talk about it because I think it's very interesting, and I think it's a very nuanced level of conversation. But I also think I might get dragged for how I feel about it because it might come off not the trendiest form of opinion that I have. So, like I said, I would say very exceptional is the term I would use to describe the Victoria's Secret of the past, the model of the past, the Tyra Banks, the Giselle Bundchens, the Adriana Limas, even nowadays with still in the past, but like the newer brand of the model, the newer form of the model, the Gigi Hadids, the Kendall Jenners, the I'm trying to think, do I know anybody else? I don't know anybody else. I guess I don't know anybody else, which is really sad. But you see how like personalities have been pushed to the forefront instead of actual models. Like, in my personal opinion, Kendall Jenner's a model, but she's more of a personality than she is a model. Anyway, but all of these women, what do they have in common? They all are, in my opinion, athletes, and they all work day in, day out, year round to get their body. When they get cast as a Victoria's Secret model, they work day in and day out to get their body to what it needs to be for the show. And more than not, they don't look like the average woman. They don't even look like what the average woman wishes she would look like. They look beyond what even the average woman would be okay with looking like. And they strut around in their underwear and like holiday decor and lingerie and outfits and this like on this beautiful stage with their decked out wings. And they, walk to the music of very, very popular artists of the runway. And for 90 minutes, we as consumers get to watch that fashion show. Well, I'm just gonna speak for myself and look at the exceptional display of what these athletes have pushed themselves on the brink of years of hard work to do, to be able to perform in the body that they have, that they've worked for, in their 9-inch, 7-inch heels, with these great big wings on their back and just look like they're having fun. Now, like I stated before, there was a big issue with like the portrayal of what these women were, I guess, showcasing to young girls, and it didn't fall under the umbrella of inclusivity, especially during a time when like everything was coming out about, like I said, companies striving for more inclusivity, all this kind of stuff. So now Victoria's Secret has come out, like I said, and said they're going to do a new show. Unfortunately, they released pictures of what it's going to look like, what the promo was going to look like, and what these females, now that they've added to their list of like Victoria's Secret models, are going to look like. And it just kind of, I think, has backfired. If you go look at the pictures, I have one on my cover when you click on to come into this video. These women are not portraying anything like what society would think, or even, in my opinion, wants to see what these women have on or what they're looking like. This is the issue that I have with the body positive movement. I think it's fraudulent. It started off as like, okay, not everybody looks like Gisele Bündchen. Not everybody is going to look like Gisele Bündchen. Not everybody can look like Gisele Bündchen, and that's okay. No one is saying that you're not healthy, you're not fit, you're not beautiful if you don't look like Gisele Bündchen. And I think that's what they were worried the message was coming across when it comes to Victoria's Secret. But that's not true. However, the body positivity movement has gone on to say that it is now healthy, it is now considered it's now considered popular. If you, don't look like Gisele Bündchen, but you have to be the size of Lizzo and consider yourself healthy. Which is disturbing. That is a very, very, very disturbing trend, because it's not true. Is it normal for not everybody to be a size 2, size 4? Absolutely. But it's also very not normal to look at somebody like Tess Holliday size and say that that's healthy. It's absolutely not healthy. And what started off as a movement about, not everybody's going to look like a Victoria's Secret model, is turning into, if you look like Lizzo, if you look like Tess Holliday, that's considered healthy, that's considered normal, that's okay if that's who you are, and that's okay if that's something that you strive to be. That's okay if you wake up and you feel like you don't want to change that. And that is wildly absurd. Wildly absurd. I always talk about sports on this channel, and it's easiest for me to compare this to sports. So like men in the NFL, linebackers, defensive linemen, offensive linemen, centers, the people who hike the ball to the quarterback. Oftentimes they eat abysmal amounts of food in order to get themselves to that weight. And they carry around 300, 400 pounds of not all the way muscle, but a lot of it's fat in their body. And they're doing this because their job requires them. But when they retire from the game of football, a lot of them, especially lately, have gone on to talk about what they have done to lose this weight. They end up leaving and retiring and coming back to a game or to a practice and showing that they've lost 60, 70, 80, 90 pounds. Because these athletes that, like I said, eat abysmal amounts of calories and amounts of food in order to keep that amount of weight on their body, these athletes realize that that's not healthy. You should not be walking around with 90, 100, 150 extra pounds of fat on your body. And not only that, but talking about the fact that it's healthy. It's absolutely not healthy. And these world-class athletes who do this to themselves, because that's what their job requires of, they understand that that's not normal. However, it seems to me that with the women on the other side, they have spent the last, 5, 6, 7 years discussing about how if you look like you are someone of Lizzo's size, someone of Tess Holliday's size, that's normal, that's healthy, and that's okay. And it is absolutely not. I was talking to my sister about this, and I mentioned the fact that, I have daughters. I am the first line of defense for them. I am the first example for them when it comes to health, when it comes to hygiene, when it comes to manners, when it comes to how you show up in the world. That is my responsibility. I'm the first one they see as a woman when it comes to how I present myself to the world. I am doing my daughters an injustice. I am doing their children's children an injustice if I literally tell them that it is acceptable, okay, and even the worst thing in the world, healthy, for them to walk around with body sizes like that and then deem it's appropriate, but worse, healthy. I say this to women out there. If you're one of those types of people who thinks it's okay, if you had the option, if you were Thanos, or you met Thanos, or if you met Jesus, and Jesus came down, Thanos came down and said, you have the ability to choose your daughter's body type for the rest of her life. I wonder then, how many of you women out there that think that having all this extra weight on you, having all these debilitating issues that come with extra weight, how many of you would choose that for your child if God came down and said, you have the ability to choose your daughter's weight for the rest of her life, your daughter's body shape for the rest of your life, your daughter's size for the rest of her life? What would you choose for her? And if you wouldn't choose to walk around like Tess Holliday, then the body positive movement is fraudulent. It has taken something, the body positivity movement has taken something so sacred and so personal and so specific when it comes to women and how they carry themselves and their weight and how they look, and it has hijacked it and turned it into just a disgusting movement. It's gross because it's not true. It's not real. And then you take something as wonderful as the Victoria's Secret fashion show. These are athletes. These are models. These are the exception to the rule. Just like football players, just like basketball players, they say like 0.5% or something of all people who play sports end up going pro. That's because they're the exception to the rule. They're not the norm. They are the absolute best of the best of the best of the best of their craft, of their career. Most people in life are not going to be able to subject themselves to the violence that is football, to the day in and day out dogfight of an 83 game NBA career. They're not going to do that. And so I look at the Victoria's Secret models like athletes. And I seriously say, this is the exception to the rule. This is what makes it so beautiful, is because it's not the norm. And I understand how the message could get misconstrued and saying that if you don't look like this, you're preaching the message that any other way is not beautiful. I get that. But to turn around and take the extreme end of the message, saying that, okay, if you're not super, super skinny, that's not healthy. But if you are the extreme opposite end, That absolutely is health. That is so disturbing on so many levels, and it's so fraudulent because it's not true. It's absolutely not true. It's so disgusting that, like I said, what started off as once as a pure movement about making people feel inclusive and making people not feel left out has turned into a lie. And so Victoria's Secret has bowed to this lie. It has conformed to this lie because, like I said, the promo came out about Victoria's Secret, the new and improved fashion show, and the photos that came out with it were very dark, very dismal, not very inspirational, definitely not aspirational. But like the photos that you see, once again, are of these women who are the extreme end of the Victoria's Secret model. Not at all. If you think Victoria's Secret, the first show, encouraged people to be their worst in terms of wanting to be super, super, super thin, then what the Victoria's Secret new show is promoting is also people at their worst, because there's no reason why you should be promoting women at the size that Victoria's Secret, the new show, is also promoting women. It's not normal. It's not normal. And once again, what started off as a really good message has completely eradicated the people in the middle, the normal people. I'm not saying you need to bring back these exceptionally, the exception to the rule women. Okay, fine. You want to be more inclusive than that? What is wrong with bringing in this woman that's a size 6 or a size 8? Why do you feel like you need to go out and bring a size like 36 woman and say that like this is what this is inclusivity, this is who women are aspiring to be like? No, they are not. And you know, I bet more than anything a woman at size 36, she might be what's trending right now, and she might be what's getting her clicks and likes right now, and she might be what's booking her jobs right now and paying her bills, and that's great for her. But no woman desires to be a size 36 or a size 40. I don't care what anybody says. Like, you don't desire that. There's nothing wrong with being a size 12. I'm a size 12 right now. I'm in the process of trying my best to get rid of this baby weight. It's a process, and it's not something I'm trying to rush. I'm really trying to do it the healthy way. But no woman on this planet is trying or wants to be a 36 or a size 40. They don't. No one's trying to aspire to be that. And that's why I come on here and talk about the body positivity movement, because it's not real. It's something that was hijacked and something that was turned into just this, I don't even know what to call it. It's turned into this gross campaign about, you know, women thinking that it's cute, that it's funny, that it's okay, that it's normal to be this size, and it's absolutely not. So Victoria's Secret, I don't know if I'm gonna watch the show, but I'm sure I'll hear all about it on social media. And I think you guys have some serious work to do. I don't think you should have bowed to the media in terms of what they are pushing on us women as to what's normal, because there's absolutely nothing normal about it. Nothing normal. But that's all I have for you today. So think about it. Hate me, don't hate me, but you know it's true. If you had the opportunity to choose your daughter's size for the rest of her life, you would not want her looking like Tess Holliday. Don't lie to yourself. Hate me, but don't lie to yourself. All right, guys. See you guys later.